All right, let's just jump right in. Simple question, right? But if you're sitting there nodding your head yes, then this is pretty much made for you. We're about to decode the very unique energy you bring to the table. Right off the bat, this is you, the spiritual visionary. And listen, this isn't just some fancy label. It really speaks to this amazing mix you've got, a super sharp mind and a deeply feeling soul, all pointed toward a bigger purpose. So, you might be wondering, what's the secret sauce? What exactly makes you a spiritual visionary? Well, let's pull back the curtain and take a look at your cosmic blueprint. This is where we're going to get into the nitty-gritty, the building blocks, the astrological and numerological stuff that really shapes who you are. Okay, so check this out. This is basically your cosmic DNA laid out. You've got Aquarius, an air sign, which is all about intellect and big ideas. Then it gets this extra jolt from its ruling planet, the revolutionary Uranus. But here's where it gets really interesting. You've also got this deep spiritual layer coming from your numerology, master number 11. Let's break down what these actually mean for you. First up, your zodiac sign. So being an Aquarian ruled by Uranus, that basically makes you a natural-born innovator. You just see the world in a different way, you know? You're always thinking 5 steps ahead, and you have this absolute need for freedom. You're not really one to just go with the flow, are you? No, you're the one who subtly changes the direction of the current. And then we have the secret ingredient, master number 11. Now, in the world of numerology, this is a big deal. It's not just another number. It's considered a high vibration number, pointing to a life path that's all about spiritual insight, a powerful gut instinct, and a really special kind of leadership. Not by being loud, but by inspiring people. So, what happens when you mix all this together? Well, you get the super smart, logical side of Aquarius, that desire to help people, and you fuse it with the deep, gut feeling, the spiritual side of master number 11. And boom, that's the recipe for the spiritual visionary. It explains why you can think through things so clearly, but also feel them so deeply. All right, so now that we know the blueprint, let's talk about your personal toolkit. You know, the amazing strengths you have, and also the areas that are kind of your growth zones. So take a look at this. It's kind of like two sides of the same beautiful coin. Your biggest strengths are directly connected to your biggest challenges. Like that powerful intuition that lets you walk into a room and just know the vibe. That same superpower can make you super sensitive to negative energy. And your compassion, your ability to feel what others are feeling, it also means you can end up absorbing their emotions like a sponge. The whole game isn't about getting rid of these challenges, but learning how to work with them. And this right here is probably the most important thing for anyone born on January 29th. Because you feel so much, because you care so much, learning how to set good, healthy emotional boundaries isn't just a nice idea, it's absolutely essential for you. It's how you protect your own energy so you can keep on giving your gifts to the world. Okay, so we've got a handle on who you are and the tools you're working with. But how does all this stuff actually show up in your day-to-day life? Let's dive into how the spiritual visionary handles things like relationships and work. Okay, let's talk love. This quote pretty much nails it. You're just not built for superficial stuff, right? You need that deep connection, that real loyalty, someone who gets you on both an emotional and an intellectual level. For that person, you are an incredibly gentle, devoted, and supportive partner. And speaking of the right person, you'll often find you just click with certain signs. So you've got your fellow air signs, Gemini and Libra. They just get it. They understand your need to think and talk things out. Then you have fire signs like Sagittarius and Leo, who can match your passion and your independent spirit. And don't forget Pisces, whose emotional depth can really connect with your soul on a whole other level. All right, let's shift gears to your career. And look, this isn't just a list of jobs. Think of it more like a roadmap for a life of purpose. Your path really lights up when you get to guide people, maybe as a counselor or a teacher, or when you create something beautiful through art, writing, or music. And ultimately, when you get to serve a bigger cause through healing or humanitarian work. And we gotta talk about money, because this is a big one for you. You're not really a materialistic person by nature, and that's great. But sometimes that means you might undervalue your own incredible skills. Real success for you often comes when you learn to blend that big, compassionate heart with a little bit of practical, savvy business sense. Okay, so we've looked at all these different pieces of the puzzle. The stars, the numbers, your gifts, your relationships. So what's the big picture here? What's the ultimate mission for the spiritual visionary?
You know, when you really boil it all down, it comes back to these four things. Your purpose is to heal, to inspire, to teach, and to serve. It's about using your unique vision to make the world just a little bit better, a little bit brighter. That, right there, is your legacy.
So, I want to leave you with this final thought. You are literally born with this incredible gift, a unique way of seeing things that nobody else has. The only question left is, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to share that vision with the world?